that is made from a slice from a shape, and then formed without lifting the hair off from the head. It's also referred to as a carved curl. So what I believe this means is that they take the curl, and this is one where you're winding it. You're setting the curl in place, and then pinning it in place with a pin or a hairspray or some hairpins, similar to this French roll up do here. And then one simply that is put, excuse me, one that is made directly on the head without actually lifting the hair. A good example of this would be this one, where it shows pin curls are sliced from a shaping, formed without lifting the hair from the head, ribboning technique. Okay. The next curl that we're going to be discussing is called the carved curl. That's the same thing we just discussed. It's also known as a sculptured curl. The next curl we're going to be looking at is called the cascading curl. The cascading curl is also known as a stand-up curl, are used to create height in the hair design. They are fastened to the head in a standing position to allow the hair to flop forward, to flow upward, excuse my language, to flow upward and then downward. The size of the curl determines the amount of height in the comb out. So I'm going to get an example of that. So this would be a better example of a cascading curl. So the hair is sectioned out as so. So divide the section into strands and ribbon the strands. Then you direct the strands, and then you start to form the curl. These curls actually stand up from off the head. So it's almost like a roller set without the roller set in there. Okay. Ooh, look at the finished result. It does truly give height. It gives volume and height, so it's beautiful. The next one we're going to be discussing is the barrel curl. So I like how they're giving an example of the barrel curl here. So it says have larger center openings and are fastened to the head in a standing position on a rectangular base. They have the same effect as a stand-up or cascading curl. A barrel curl's effect is similar to that of a roller, but it does not have the same tension as a roller when it is set. I was thinking the same thing with the cascading curl. Perhaps with the cascading curl though, the openings are not as big. So, and with the barrel curls, they're purposely left bigger. So that's interesting. And it has the same kind of effect on it. The barrel curls are larger, standing up off the scalp on rectangular bases. Cascading curls also stand up curls, but they are tighter. How to say it? Tighter. And it's used to create height in the hair design. It's in the details. But both of these curls, the cascade and the barrel curls, are used to create height and volume. Now I'd like to discuss the stem. And the stem is, how to say, the stem is the section of the hair before, just as it's about to do the curl. So the stem, so this would be the base. The stem would be approximately here as it's about to turn. So the stem would be here before it makes the first rotation around the roller, around just before the first rotation. Sorry. Ribboning curls. One important technique to learn is called ribboning, which involves forcing the hair between the thumb and the back of the comb to create tension. You can also ribbon hair by pulling the strands while applying pressure between your thumb and index finger out toward the ends of the strand. You know, that almost sounds like a finger wave technique. Okay, now we're going to be discussing full base curls, full stem curls, and full base curls, full stem curls, end curls, off base curls, half base curls, and half stem curls. Okay, so here we go. The no stem curl, which is a little interesting. The no stem curl is placed directly on the base of the curl. It produces a tight, firm, long-lasting curl and allows minimum mobility. So that would be a really nice tight curl, something I would picture almost like a rod set when I picture it, because it's the tight, it's depending on how they do it, but like a nice tight rod set, which the curl doesn't move and it keeps its shape, but it's beautiful. Before I go forward, let me just see if this thing's working. Yep, it's working. Okay. Half stem curls permits medium movement. The curl circle is placed half off base. It gives good control to the hair. So that would probably be for a looser curl. And a full stem curl allows the greatest mobility. These are probably like a nice comb out, a nice romantic curl where it's not tight, it's just flowing. The curl is placed completely off base. The base may be square, triangle, or half moon or rectangle section, depending on the area of the head in which the full stem curls are used. It gives so much freedom as the length of the stem will permit. If it is exaggerated, the hair near the scalp will be flat and almost straight. It is used to give the hair a strong, definite direction. So, yeah. Now we're going to talk about, so I'm going to give an example of these ones first. Then we're going to talk about the open center curls and closed center curls. So this would be an example of a full this would be an example of a half stem curl opened out. This is an example of a no stem curl unwound. Okay, now I'm going to be looking for a full stem curl opened out. Full stem. So this is the example of a full stem. That's what we see in the book. It would be good if I could get a real example. Okay. Now we're going to talk about open center curls. Produce even, smooth waves, uniform curls. Those are the open center curls. Closed center curls produce waves that get smaller towards the ends. They're good for fine hair or if a fluffy curl is desired. Note the difference in the waves. There's less the curl with closed center, there's more tension, it seems like. A lot less a lot tighter. If you make pin curls with the ends outside the curl, the outside, so if you do it counterclockwise, the resulting will be narrow near the top and wider at the bottom. That's interesting. The stem's direction is what lets us understand the direction of the curl. Is it going to be turned towards the face, away from the face, upward, downward, or diagonally? The finished result will be determined by the stem's direction. So we did the open center pin curls and closed center pin curls. Okay, so this is the open center pin curl and closed, sorry, I'm lying. This is the closed center pin curl and this is the open center pin curl, and the closed center curl is narrow at the bottom, wide at the top. The open center curl is a longer, looser curl, not as tight or not as much tension. So this is an example of a pin curl. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at off base curls, half base curls, also indentation, off base curls are those who have the least amount of volume placed below or at 45 degrees, and the strand of the hair is, like I said before, held 45 degrees down from the base and roll of the hair down. Indentation is the point where curls of opposite directions meet, forming a recessed area. This is often found in a flip style or in bang fringes with a dip or a wave movement. Indentation can be achieved using rollers, curling irons, or round brush. A half stem curl permits medium movement. The curl circle is placed half off the base. It gives good control to the hair. So I picture that as the section is already parted out of the hair. If it's on a rectangular base, then the hair is arched, ribboned, and then curled. If it is going in a counterclockwise motion, it is partly curled with leaving some stem out. Now we're going to be discussing thermal hair sets. Thermal irons are implements made of quality steel that are used to curl dry hair. They provide an even heat that is completely controlled by the stylist. Electric curling irons have cylindrical barrels ranging from ½ inch to 3 inches in diameter. So all thermal irons have 4 basic parts: the rod handle, shell handle, barrel or rod, and the shell. End curls provide a finished appearance to the hairstyle, unless you're going for a blunt look. But the end curl is when it's flipped, the ends of the hair is flipped in or flipped out. If you're going for a nice 50s bob, or a nice 50s hairstyle, the flip, oh yeah, that's where you see that. But then other than that, it's flipped under and called good for the end curl. I stand corrected. Off base curls with a thermal heating tool is the strand of the hair is held at 70-degree angle. Then slide the iron over the hair strand about ½ inch from the scalp. Wrap the strand around the rod with medium tension, not too tight, not too loose. Maintain the position for about 5 seconds to heat the strand and set the base. Roll the curl in the usual manner and place it completely off its base. So I'm still thinking, still 45 degree, but yep. Now we're gonna go to hair straightening or pressing. So hair pressing is just temporarily straightens out curly hair to make it straight for a minute. A soft press which removes about 50 to 60% of the curl is accomplished by applying the thermal pressing comb once on each side of the hair. Medium press is which removes 60 to 75% of the curl out of the hair. It is accomplished by applying the thermal pressing comb once on each side of the hair using slightly more pressure. Hard press, which removes 100% of the curl, is accomplished by applying the thermal pressing comb twice on each side of the hair. A hard press can also be done by first passing a hot thermal iron through the hair. This is called a double press. Almost sounds like a silk press or a blowout. Tempering the comb is a new brass pressing comb. When you get a new brass pressing comb, to make it hold heat evenly along its entire length and provide consistent results, What you do is let the heating comb get extremely hot. Coat the comb in a petroleum-based pressing product or pressing oil. Let it cool down naturally and then rinse it under hot running water to remove the oil. That almost sounds like seasoning the cast iron pot. This is an example of the hard press. 100% of the curl pattern is gone. Now we're going to see a soft press. Oh, we still see some texture. It's like a kinky kanakaran. A kanakaran look. Oh, yeah. So you can still see some texture in there. It's not too crazy looking. Let's see a medium press. Medium press, they're saying it's something like this. That looks like a silk blowout, to be honest with you. A silk press. Like 100% of the curl pattern has been removed. So the medium press is a little bit cheekier. Let me see if I can hold on. No. Let's close. Alright. Thank you for listening.